All right, the president of Nigeria had something to say. I guess this is typical in the first. I don't know what this speech is about. I also know that he signed. I think they said this last week Nigeria is now in the $100 billion in debt. So I don't know what the take of the chief is going to be, but let's listen to about 1 minute of what the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, General Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let's see what he has to say in the first minute or so on this speech from this last week.
Dear compatriots, it gives me immense joy to welcome each and every one of you, young and old, to this brand new year 2024. We must lift up our hand to Almighty God in gratitude for His grace and benevolence to our country and our lives in the year 2023 that has just gone by. Though the past year was very challenging one, it was eventful in so many ways. For our country, it was a transition year that saw a peaceful, orderly, and successful transfer of power from one administration to another, marking the yet another remarkable step in our 24 years of unbroken democracy. Sometimes unexpressed frustrations of my fellow citizens. I know for a fact that some of our compatriots are even asking if this is how our administration want to renew their hope. Dear compatriots, take this from me. The time may be rough and tough. However, our spirit must remain unbowed because tough times never last. We are made for this.
Unless we're talking about Nigeria.
Never to flinch, never to falter. The socio-economic challenges of today should energize and rekindle our love and faith in the promise of Nigeria. Our current circumstances should make us resolve to work better for the good of our beloved nation. Our situation, we are moving a step further in our quest to restart local refinery of petroleum products with Port Harcourt Refinery and the Dangote Refinery, which shall fully come on stream. To ensure constant food supply, security, and affordability for industrial workers this new year, it is not only good economics to do this, it's also a morally and politically correct thing to do. I took an oath to serve this country and give my best at all times. Like I said in the past, no excuse for poor performance from any of my appointees will be good enough. It is the reason I put in place a policy coordination, evaluation, monitoring, and delivery unit in the presidency to make sure that governance output improves in the living condition of our people.
All right, so enough there. It's a 14-minute speech titled "Our Spirit Must Remain Unbowed Because Tough Times Never Last." Did you listen to the full speech, and what was your overall take on Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu's?
Let me make a confession. I did not really patiently wait the delivery up. I did not wait to the end
Okay.
because apart from the penchant of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu to always assume this a fake accent. You can place it whether it's Nigerian whether it's British, whether
Not you calling out his accent.
well, that's just me. He should try to be himself, and because of whatever he's battling with
It's better than Baba Bubu now. It's better than Bubu.
No, that one was always there. That one was always.
That one was giving you the extreme real.
No, that one. You know what it means to slumber while you are having a conversation. He never even had any conversation with Nigerians anyway. He never
finishes one sentence.
You know, don't let us talk about Buhari today, please, because
all right.
I mean, part of the reason why I lost interest. The only good thing about Tinubu's speech, let me tell you, is the fact that in place of the worn-out cliche of fellow Nigerians, now he is learning to want to try to have this connection with Nigerians by referring to us as their compatriots.
Compatriots.
Yeah, Enyara or something. To that extent, it is good. But you also look at the poor job that went into packaging that speech itself. It was done in Abuja. They never really remember. They never remembered to redact the text. So he carried that, and he was supposed to be talking from Lagos, where he had gone for the holidays. So all these things. But let us also look at what he's talking. Like I said about the comedy sketch. Do I know what I'm talking about? He's been talking of Dangote refinery coming, NNPC refinery. The only person that speaks the truth. Why I can believe a little about the Dangote refinery is because a good friend of mine, Femi Shoneye, now, because I know him very well as somebody who can be trusted, who is truthful. You know, he's the spokesperson of NNPC now. I hope it does not change. And you know, Femi Shoneye is also a gentleman soldier.
Okay.
Yeah, he was an airman, for that matter, in the American Air Force. So I give that to him. American soldiers don't trifle. They don't play around. So if and he also has a background in investigative journalism.
Right.
So I mean, as well in sports reporting. So that said, that's the only thing I can really take from there. That something that come from NNPC. But for this government, for this man, who put his hand on the equivalent of nuclear voting while being sworn on oath? At his inauguration, his maiden speech was to push the nuclear button, and then Nigeria's economy since then has been in the doldrums.
Are you talking about the subsidy?
First subsidy is gone, and then Nigeria's economy went with it. So that kind of person who's the functioning of his mind you cannot trust. Well, so because of the epochal moment of New Year, the speech is used. That is what we want to take to the bank. I hope it does not. Everything he said that day. I hope it will work very well. Let me trust that he may want to work very well. But so far, I hope it's not giving us Nigerians dot check. That's all I want to say about this speech.
Okay, all right. We'll look forward to it. It looks like some of the sentiment. Let me read some of the sentiments about the speech to you. Somebody said, "We may be far away from ultra-modern utopian Rubicon. What matters is that we pay attention to what makes us 10% good, responsible, lawful, and intelligent Nigerians. And even other 90% lawless, irresponsible, and foolish Nigerians get closer and closer to our utopian Rubicon by unconditional patriotism, greatness, mindfulness, thoughtfulness, and strict adherence to rule of law. For unless we cross the Rubicon of global relevance, humane goodness, and fear of God, it will never be Uhuru. God bless Nigeria as we deliberately, sincerely eschew evil and wickedness amongst us, and do good to each other. Happy New Year, Mr. President. What's your take on that? Do you know what that person's talking about?
Oh yeah, beyond the bombastic composition, the truth of the matter is that the kernel of what he has just said is that making sure that we don't just say we have democracy, and making sure that is ancillaries like rule of law, everything it takes, justice, fairness, whatever, that everything keys in. That's essentially what he has said there. So I cannot agree any less. Just that I wish Bola Tinubu well. But so far, let me adopt the attitude of the late Attorney General and Minister of Justice of Nigeria, Sibola Ige. Let me watch him from the side. As he don't look. As he don't look.
All right, here's another one really quickly. Oga Tinubu changed our constitution to that of 1963 so that states will be given autonomy. The federal government must devolve power to the states for them to manage their resources and security issues independently. Each state should generate its revenue. Oil money stays in the Niger Delta. North relies on agriculture and solid minerals. Lagos keeps its VAT and taxes. State policing should be implemented. Alternatively, let Nigeria break into simpler, manageable states. What's your take on that?
I agree with some things he said, not totally. I just want us to be contemporaneous. Whatever it's going to take to have Nigeria working very well for everyone at this moment, for both the folks at home and the others in the diaspora. That is what we must pursue. To be fixated or to be hooked on the idea of a 1963 arrangement, if that 1963 what's it called, Republican Constitution, the one that turned Nigeria to a republic, if it was so perfect, so why did it lead to the coup of 1966?
Exactly.
Why? So
people always try to revert back to something that obviously failed.
Yes, because they are not looking at the tapestry, the what led us to the next point, and from the next point to where we are, on and on like that. So to now say 1963, it's just because people want to bamboozle the younger ones. I was not even born in 1963 anyway, but I'm also an avid reader, and I read virtually everything that came my way by way of Nigeria's history. And some of my folks were active participants in the events of the First Republic, Second Republic, and I think even let me
leave it there for now. Okay.
This truth.
Okay.
Let me share this truth with you.
You want to share? Go for it.
I voted in Nigeria, and that I was conscious that I was voting for Chief Obafemi Awolowo. So,
wow.
Let nobody come and tell us that. In fact, even by the time the local government election that was held before the 1979 election, I think that should be 76. When that was held, yes, my uncle was also an elected councillor that year, and there was this what do you call Ashebi and Co. They call that one.
Yeah.
The one at that age. Mine was sold for me. So I'm really conscious of it, and I was part of the euphoria and the joy of my uncle getting elected as a councillor, and later in 1979 as a member of House of Representatives. So I know what I'm talking about. If all these arrangements had been very perfect, so why would there be all the changes in the? So for contemporary times, for the times in which we live, yes, we can convoke that conference, whether sovereign or anything, whatever you want to use. But let Nigerians talk. Don't come and tell us the based argument that Nigeria's unity is not negotiable. you want to stay together. Why would you not negotiate? If you want to marry a wife, won't you also negotiate with the person?
It's all about
Is it gonna
negotiation, and this is one of the things
like
I battle with both here on Sharpers New TV and Man of Prestige. Just people making it okay and understanding that the nature of life is about negotiations.
whether it's in marriage or what's it called, sociological stuff like politics and all that. If you do not negotiate, what you are conducting is called nothing other than rape. It could be statutory rape,
Right, and you're probably going to
You know,
shoot your, and you're going to shoot yourself on the legs. We use the word, we use the fruit to replace the word, to keep it safe, and
that's right.
yeah. So we say grape.
Yes. So that is why Nigerians are in the kind of quandary we are today. It's a struggle to keep all of us together. So why should we not talk to ourselves? And you know the definition of democracy by the late Shifa Adekunle Ajashi. You talk, I talk. That is democracy.
Right. Here's the last one for you on this topic. This person said the last year was hell on earth. They snatch it, grab it, and run away with it party. APC is getting richer while Nigerians are dying. We know fuel subsidy is still around. The name was just changed. The cost of running government is too high. The security services are inept and incompetent. What do you have to say about this?
Well, so long they continue to make governance an exclusive gang power. They talk of subsidy. I mean, they talk of palliatives. I talk of economic stimulus, how to grow the things you put in to make the economy productive. It's not science. I mean, it's not rocket science. That is number one. And then the so-called subsidy thing they are talking of. Honestly, this is the type kill they have on the Nigerian public. Not everything about subsidy is criminal. Having a system that perfectly without some of the subsidy or the other. Yes, you want to check the criminality around that regime of subsidy in Nigeria. I'm all for that. But to now remove it all as if there is something elsewhere for the Nigerian poor to fall on, or the Nigerian public. Let's even talk of both the poor and the rich.
Would you consider that it was irresponsible?
No.
Do you consider that it was irresponsible?
Yes, it was irresponsibly done. I said it was irresponsibly done. Remember, I compared the way Tinubu announced the removal of that subsidy as the equivalent of having somebody who has unstable character and mind, like Donald Trump, putting his hand or toying with the nuclear bottle, wants to annihilate the entire world. That is what Tinubu has foisted on Nigeria, on Nigerians. So it was done irresponsibly. It was done irresponsibly. And that would be a major, would always, these people, they don't really respond to the optics or what's it called, the blowback on their policies when it comes to governance. They simply grab, run like this our friend has said. So what they do is to buy people outrightly. Like the other day, I was listening to somebody eulogizing Akeredolu. I said, is it not the same elections that I went to report on, that I observed, witnessed, how people were being induced financially to vote one way or the other? Is that not what they are now applauding this man as having midwife as a Democrat? That these people, I mean, all these people who give a false eulogies, they should search their consciences. So, the same thing about the administration of APC. They have done this irresponsibly. Nigerians are wriggling in this, but you know what? When the time for the next election comes, all the stolen, all the looted stuff will be rolled out, and you would see them. You would see our people again, forgetting that they have been in bondage, they have been in penury. They will still embrace them because the name of the game is cash out.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me say a quick shout out to Rena, Becky, Mickey, 100, 100, and Life with Natu. Those are our newest subscribers. Shout out to you. Welcome aboard. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We have 2 more stories to cover. Okay. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, follow, turn up your notifications so you are notified whenever we go live or we drop videos. We'll be right back.